I went to Guatemala recently, and upon arriving, we decided to take an aviation tour. We decided to do this first because they share the same space as the airport. Basically, we took a small airplane and we flew it all around Guatemala. I thought this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because I've never flown an airplane and tours like this are not so common. The views are truly spectacular, and it's honestly something that you really have to see to believe. It's really, really special, and I'm really glad that I did it. We flew over many parts of Guatemala, and this was so cool. Totally different parts of Guatemala too. It's really, really amazing to be up there. It's actually scarier than a regular airplane for some reason. And we even saw a volcano, but it was kind of hard to see. And of course I had to take some selfies. This was an incredible first tour for our trip, and I'm really glad that we did it. After that, we decided to go to the hotel. Okay, so this is our hotel room in Guatemala City. Cute little room. We're at the San Carlos. Let's go into the bathroom. Okay. Nice and spacious bathroom. Oh, the bow is so cute. And then the bow on the toilet is so adorable. Okay. It's a pretty basic hotel room, but yeah, I mean, I think it's really cozy. And we got a little yard. Let's go outside. Okay. Let's see. Okay, just a little seating area. Small little TV. After staying at this hotel for a day or two, we learned something really interesting about it. It actually used to be an old mansion from a rich family in Guatemala. We actually looked through the hotel, and it actually does look a lot like a home, but a very nice home, obviously. After exploring the hotel, you can really tell that it used to be somebody else's home. There are a lot of touches that made it seem really obvious. Definitely also now has hotel vibes, but there are some rooms that look really obvious that people used to live here. Like for example this room, it's very home-like. In this area you can totally tell that people used to live here. It looks very much like someone's house. Knowing this made us feel like the hotel we were staying in is more charming. Next we went to a place called Hava Tenango. It's basically a themed town and everything is Hobbit themed. It's actually really cute. They've got so many beautiful viewpoints. Just breathtaking. This is very much an Instagram-y type of place. Basically, there's lots of viewpoints that you can take pictures at, but a lot of tourists really love this area. This hand is probably the most popular place people take photos at, and you should probably try to get there early if you want to go, because there might be a line. Other than taking photos, you could definitely walk around. There's tons of things you can buy, and food you can shop for, as well as souvenirs. Other than food and shopping, you can also play a bunch of games. Games are scattered all around this little hobbit town. This bridge is so pretty. It's really honestly such a picturesque little hobbit town. Really enjoyed my time here, but I didn't want to spend all my time here because we had other places to see. There's also little hobbit houses that we visited and took pictures next to. I feel like that's definitely a must if you come here. To be honest, I'm a little surprised Guatemala had something like this, because hobbit towns are really not common. So I thought we should definitely go here, and I'm glad that we did. The house is honestly so cute. It's like someone's actual home inside. Very cool. I love this. They also have hotels available for people who want to stay in the hobbit town. So cute. Personally, I don't think you need tons of time to stay here if you want to see other things. Me and my boyfriend probably stayed here for a few hours. We basically did everything we wanted to do here and then went on our way. I think I enjoyed the time here pretty nicely with just 2 hours actually, but you never know, it's up to you. Our tour guide actually said that some people stay here for 5 hours or more, so it depends really. But we really wanted to go to our next spot, so we decided we didn't really want to spend all our time here. Because for me, I think Hava Tenango is more of an extra type of thing. It's not really what Guatemala is. So there's more important things basically. Although I would still highly recommend this place. It's actually very unique and I've never actually seen anything like it. So I'm still glad we came. Here we are leaving Hava Tenango. Actually, Hava Tenango is on a really high hill, but the view is so nice up here. The next place that we went to was Antigua. Antigua is actually translated as ancient town, and that's basically what it is. It's an ancient town. Antigua actually used to be the capital of Guatemala. Unfortunately, it's been destroyed 2 times by volcanoes, and today they still have a lot of active volcanoes, but Antigua is still very highly popular. Here is a macaw garden that we saw. The macaws are so cute. One of them is sleeping. This blue macaw is so cute. It's eating some fruit. So glad I got this footage. Anywho, we walked all over Antigua. Antigua is actually a great place and very walkable to visit. We went to a jade factory and I had no idea, but Guatemalan people love jade. Their jade is not the same as Asian jade. It's actually made from volcanoes and they have many colors. Actually, Asian jade changes color, but Guatemalan jade does not. But they're both very beautiful. Both cultures believe that it is lucky and it can bring you fortune and things like that. I found it very fascinating, actually. The jade in Guatemala is basically formed from the volcanoes erupting. They also had a Mayan calendar on their ground. Very cool, I'd never seen one. Our tour guide actually mentioned that Guatemalans really like fountains. And we definitely saw so many of them on our ways here. This is a great park in Antigua. It's basically similar to New York, how we have Central Park. The park kind of feels like an epicenter because it's very busy in this area. Tons of people walking around and selling things too. Tons of tourists come here, but not just tourists. Also, Guatemalan people are here to relax as well. It's a really nice park. I really enjoyed it. And take a look at this fountain. It's very, very beautiful. Like I said, they love their fountains. If I remember correctly, I do believe that our tour guide said that this fountain is inspired by Italian fountains. Also, I do think it's very important to mention that Guatemala was once conquered by Spain, so they definitely have a lot of Spanish architecture. Tons of Spanish influence here. As a result, the buildings are very beautiful. Guatemalan women still use this area to clean their laundry to this day. I guess today's not laundry day. Another huge thing about Guatemala is they have tons and tons of churches. So, like I said, they have tons of fountains and tons of churches. This place actually is a monastery. I'm actually super surprised because this monastery is huge. Very, very walkable. This is Santa Catalina Arch. It's actually a really famous place in Antigua. And finally, we found the prettiest church in Antigua. So beautiful. Definitely had to take a picture next to it. In the evenings, we basically explored Guatemala City where we were staying. It's actually a lot safer than people realize, and I actually think there's lots of upscale areas. This mall has a movie theater and stores, and even has a hotel inside. It's super nice. The next day, we went back onto a tour into the rural area. Actually, we are driving on our way to a Mayan civilization. We really wanted to go to Tikal, but if you don't have time for Tikal, you can also go to Xumche. I'm not entirely sure if I pronounced that right, but I think I'm at least close. But anyway, Xumche is very, very beautiful. I honestly think that if you go to Guatemala, it's really, really important to go to the Mayan civilizations. That's honestly a huge part of Guatemalan culture, so I'm really, really glad that we did this. It's honestly a must. I really love learning about the culture, and I think it's really important to know the old culture and the new culture. It's very, very cool here. I got so much cool footage and tons of nice photographs. Like I said, I highly recommend if you can't make it to Tikal, because Tikal you have to take an airplane to get there. And by the way, we saw some shamans from the Mayan people. They were doing some rituals. Very, very cool. I'm so glad I got this footage. I basically think they're praying pretty much.
Because many times this family.
These are basically modern day Mayan people. And yeah, that guy is Mayan. He's doing some sort of praying. They have a lot of Mayan gods apparently. Later we went to grab a bite to eat, and actually I couldn't resist but take some footage of this garden. This garden is absolutely stunning. My boyfriend's also there. He's taking pictures just like me. While we ate, they had some live music. So cool, I wonder if these are Mayan instruments. Other than eating, they also had a bunch of activities for people like horseback riding, but I think most of the activities were geared towards children. So we didn't really do them. Here are some people, they're go-karting, but actually I think it's very child-driven like I said, so we didn't do any of these activities. There's another area in Guatemala City that we visited in the evening, and it's called Kaella. This area is extremely beautiful and modern looking. I was really glad we came here. Actually, our tour guide recommended it, and I'm really glad he did. Other than food and shopping, they also had zip lining. It was really cool. This place is really good for Guatemalan people to come have fun, and also tourists. Also, this statue. A lot of people take pictures of him here at the park. So like I had mentioned before, Guatemala has a lot of volcanoes, and a lot of them are active, so we decided to go to one today. The volcano we visited today was called Kaella Volcano. So nearby is a really beautiful lake, but unfortunately, it's contaminated. I personally think that once the Guatemalan government fixes the lake, it'll be the most beautiful one in Guatemala. That's just my opinion. But I might be biased because that was the only lake that I saw on our travel here. We drove most of the way, and then we got some horses to take us the rest of the way to the volcano. Someone will supervise you on the horse. There's pretty much no option for otherwise you can't go off by yourself. But I still think it's very worth it. Not only was it fun, but the viewpoint was honestly so stunning. This was actually one of my favorite tours. We finally made it to the volcano. It's so cool. We're walking on it. We even toasted some marshmallows. How cool is that? Also, there's a man who makes pizza on the volcano. It's so cool. We tried some and it was really fun. So happy I got to experience all of this too. That's basically what I did on my trip to Guatemala. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you like.